There's no denying mortgage rates are having a big impact on today's housing market, and that may leave you with some questions about whether it still makes sense to sell your house and make a move. Hello, we are Audrey and Ani with Real Estate Experts, and here are the three of the top questions you may be asking.
Should you wait to sell? If you're thinking about waiting to sell until after mortgage rates come down, here's what you need to know. So are a ton of other people. And while mortgage rates are still forecasted to come down later this year, if you wait for that to happen, you may be dealing with a lot more competition as other buyers and sellers jump back in too. Even a modest drop in rates will bring a ton of buyers and sellers back into the market. That means if you wait it out, you'll have to deal with things like prices rising faster, more multiple offer scenarios when you buy your next home.
So are buyers still actually out there? This doesn't mean that no one is moving right now. While some people are holding off, there are still plenty of buyers active today. And according to Showing Time, demand has actually dipped since the unicorn years. And that is in response to a lot of the market factors like higher mortgage rates, rising prices, and limited inventory. But to really understand today's demand, you have to compare where we are now with the last normal years in the market, which is 2018 and 2019, not the abnormal unicorn years of the COVID era. And now, to give you a relative perspective, nationally demand is still high compared to the last normal years in the housing market. And that means that there's still a market for your house to sell.
Can you afford to buy your next home? If you're worried about how you will afford your next move with today's rates and prices, consider this. You probably have more equity in your current home than you realize. Homeowners have gained a record amount of equity over the past few years, and that equity can make a big difference when you buy your next home. You may even have enough to be an all cash buyer and avoid taking out a mortgage altogether. Deputy Chief Economist at the National Association of Realtors said those who've earned housing equity through home appreciation are the current winners in today's housing market. Last month, one third of recent home buyers did not finance their home purchase, the highest share in a decade. For these buyers, interest rates may be less influential in their purchase decision.
Right. And bottom line is, if you've had these three questions on your mind and they've been holding you back from selling, hopefully it helps to have this information now. Now, a recent survey from Realtor.com shows more than 85 of potential sellers have been considering selling for over a year. And that means there are a number of sellers like you who are on the fence. But that same survey also talked to sellers who recently decided to take the plunge and list. Now, 79% of those recent sellers wish they'd actually sold sooner. So if you want to talk more about any of these questions or need more information, let's connect.